Hi Miss Sawyer and class. This is my project. This man on this side is Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar, right? And this is Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi. Baron's in the video. This is my dog Baron. He's in it because he's gonna get me an A, right, Baron? I'm making him. Alright. Okay. So, when doing my project, I asked these 3 questions. First, what are the current impacts of the caste system? Second, why is the caste system still prevalent? And finally, has the caste system ever been altered? How and why? So let's start from the last question. Oh, and I have music in the background, right? I'm getting an A. Let me put that louder. Okay, let me put it lower. Alright. There have been many movements and governmental actions that have taken place in order to overcome and attempt to eliminate the inequalities and injustices stemming from the caste system. The most popular was during the nationalist movement by a man named Mahatma Gandhi. He was born in Vaisya, and spoke on behalf of the Dalit, but at the time they were known as the Untouchables. And Gandhi began using the term Harijans, or God's people, to refer to the Untouchables, because he wanted to bring about he wanted to promote a more positive shift towards the lower classes, caste system people. But at the same time, the Harijans, or the Untouchables, wanted to be known as the Dalits. And the most prominent leader of this Dalit movement was actually this man right here. If you can't see him, that's him. His name is Bhimrao Ramji. That's Gandhi. I drew Gandhi. And I wrote their names in, that language that they speak. I don't know what language. I think it's Hindi. Yeah, look at that. I put so much effort into this. I better get an A. And I'm making it from home. I'm not wasting my time because I like your class, but I have to pee right now. Sit. Okay. Okay, so he campaigned for the abolishment of the caste system as a whole. Okay, so I ran out of data on my phone because I have 1,000 things, so I have to start over. I had to delete fried green tomatoes in the Minion movie. So, just so you know, I can no longer watch fried green tomatoes. Can you shut up? So, Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar campaigned for the abolishment of the caste system by claiming the subordination of the Dalits was economic and political and could only be overcome by changing the social structure through legal practice, through legal, political, and educational means. That's a direct quote from Ambedkar. Okay, so on August 15th, 1947, I'm born on August 14th, just so you know. So this is destined for me. This is some Hindu. I don't care if you're at 10%. God. Okay, I'm trying to do this. So on August 15, 1947, India received their independence from the British. Wow, that was hard. Okay. And Ambedkar and the Dalits received constitutional guarantees of reserved percentage of seats in the Congress for the Dalits, but years went by. Ambedkar was not satisfied with the progression of the Dalits' equality in the government, so what he did was he resigned, and he was able to recruit 6 million Dalits to convert to Buddhism as a means of escaping the social stigma of the Hindu caste, untouchability in the caste. There have been many other prominent recurrences that have happened, changes in the political structure, but these 2 are the most important because Gandhi, everyone knows Gandhi, and Ambedkar, he's a super huge figure over there, but we don't really speak about him because he was more hard. He was more of a rebel. Okay. But relationships between the castes are more relaxed and there's little distinctions. Well, I mean distinctions in local restaurants, so people can eat anywhere. Many have now taken up different occupations, so like government jobs and occupations that don't even have to do with their caste. Wealth and power in the village is no longer associated with the caste than before, not as much as before, and land ownership is more diversified, except for probably women because they usually get the back end of everything. But even though there is an increasing acceptance of the lower caste, there is still many, they get like a lot. There's still many, like, because they're accepting them more, now there's like kind of like the opposite is happening at the same time. There's an overt hostility and violence expressed against many of the lower classes. I hate that dog. Caste people in India. For example, get out. Bye. For example, in 1994, in Benar, which is an eastern state in India, a private army or a coalition of upper caste landowners actually got together and they formed like this little coalition and they went around and they committed 20 homicides against lower caste members. And yeah, pretty much like that's a hostility. And like, you know, the same thing happened with like black people whenever they're being integrated into society in like the 1960s, like the KKK. So like this is like kind of like that because they were like, these are like the radicalists. But yeah, it's mostly like gone now. But there still is, systematic prejudice. Yeah, that's how you say it. Yeah, okay, I spelled it right. Okay, prejudice in their society, and it stems from two things. One of them, like the prejudice of like the Dalits and like the lower class. Well, there are actually three castes now of the lower class. There are the scheduled castes, which are historically disadvantaged groups in India, the scheduled tribes, which are like people who live in the jungle, and then there's the OBC, the other backward castes, and they're socially and educationally disadvantaged. But the scheduled castes and the OBCs are usually like the untouchables or like Buddhists or like what's that other religion? Like Christians and like all those other people. So yeah. But like the reason why there's a lot of systematic prejudice is because of the fact that like it really helps the upper caste people, the upper castemen, like the Brahmins, because like there's not that much competition, so like they get all the high-end jobs while these lower people don't, and it's really like they just keep them there just to keep them there because it helps them more than it helps and they're also cheap labor. For example, today there are 1.5 million people in India in the lower caste who like pick up trash and recycling, and like it's ridiculous because the only reason why they have those jobs, it's like a meaningless job. Like you don't need 1.5 million people doing that, but the reason why there are is because it stops them from doing anything in society, and it stops like they can't move up in society, they have to stay there, so like they get all the crappy jobs while all the rest of the caste get the better jobs. And the second reason why there's a lot of like systematic prejudice is just pure like tradition. Like they have this holiday where they cleanse the streets because they used to believe that like the reason why it was filthy and like dirty was because of the lower caste. Like everything was filthy and dirty because of the lower caste, but they stopped doing it. Like it was like a holiday, but now it's not anymore. But like they still practice it, so it's kind of like they're still doing it, but it's not really like advertised. Like how white people are racist, but no, it's not really like, oh yeah, like everyone's racist. No, now it's like kind of like everyone hides it. Voters usually vote for their own caste, except for in the last prime minister election, they actually elected Narendra Modi, and he was actually born into the other backward caste. So that, you know, there's like hope for like change. So yeah, so that's pretty much what my project was, and if you want to look at it, yeah, I spent a long time on it. I better get an A. My phone's about to die. Bye. Okay, the whole thing about like white people being racist, I meant like racist white people. Like, not like all white people. I meant like, okay, the white people who were racist, like they hide it now. So yeah, then like yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.